We are going live. Okay. This is my first time doing under the new, this is the first time anyway. Ah, okay. I'm so used to having a live chat alongside me. Okay. So, um, I'm here to talk about what I'm referring to as my holiday kit. A lot of you would meant, a lot of you would call it a December um, a December album. And I'm kind of just decided this year that I was going to start calling it a holiday kit because it could start from, in my case, this month I got irritated, or this year I got irritated with myself, and I started the album on October 12th of 2018. And so it was started at a kind of an odd, quirky time. And what I thought I'd do is I was requested actually to do this video, so here goes. What I thought I would do is I would just share with you the things I had in my 2017 kit for the holidays, and then I would show you, and then I would go from there. Okay, so here now is the masking tape that I chose. Now, this was actually, some of these bits and pieces were actually from my 2016 holiday kit. It was when the year that Pam Garrison did a kit for Allie Edwards, and I kind of based this on her kit. And I'm a bit nervous, oddly enough. So, okay. So here's the duct tape that I used for the spine. And I won't show the album quite yet. I'll go ahead and just kind of run through. In 2017, I used the kit for other things other than the actual December daily. And I did about 25 Christmas cards using it. And here's, like, when I show you the album, you'll understand what this is all about. But these were some extras from 2017. And as you can see here, I had them already pre-done. And I was going to put them on hidden hinges. And, so you can see. All right. And, all right, so we'll put those aside. And again, remember, these are remnants. This is remnants of, and there might be some background noises. And okay, so this is obviously, these are some remnants. This is a part of the Christmassy colors that I chose. These are some handmade December 17 kit. This was actually an Artist Cafe page, and I just did some art on it and made my own piece of paper. Here's another one, actually, and this is like from the Mila kit, and I'll get to that a little later. And this is actually part of using the stamps in that kit. There's some wallpaper. Here's a Trader Joe's flyer that I got several of them so I could actually cut out the stuff to go with it. And again, here's just some remnants. I believe this was 8.5 by 11 paper. This is actually the Thanksgiving portion, leftovers, and this was an authentic Grateful components from, well, anyway, I'm not sure. Anyway, this was the Thanksgiving portion, and as you'll see, this was a border punch that I decided to use. Okay. This is the envelope to help keep those in. This was a 12 by 12. I love me some poinsettias. And yes, I said that wrong, but anyway. And any chance I get this. Anyway, this is the leftover. There's just some kind of weird fabric, but I used, used it. This is some leftover white cardstock, and this is one of the 12 by 12s that was left over and I never actually ended up using. All right, so that's the kind of the Christmassy, and these were just some Trader Joe stickers for Thanksgiving. And again, here I'll show you the remnants, just kind of tossing them out there. And just taking some cardstock and just taking some random stamps. This is some just extra paper. I'm not sure what that is. But see here, again, see Christmassy kind of colors. And I remember I made quite a few Christmas cards, and here's some of stickers and okay. And some really old Heidi Swapp stickers. There's some, I even tossed in, this is some embossing. These were actually gifted to me, so I don't have these particular embossing folders. I even tossed in some Mariposa 4 by 6 or 5 by 7. And this is oh, what is this? Maybe typing paper, eraser typing paper. Again, just yeah. And as you can see, remember I used some remnants of one of my homemade papers. And as you can see, here's some. I added some, of course, Christmassy colors. And as you can see, yeah, I kind of got a little funky with it. Now, and like I said, some of this stuff I wasn't able to use, but again, as you can see, I added some aqua in there and some older alphabets, fuzzy alphabets. Okay, so that's all the remnants. Now, I did add, for part of the main kit, I did add I was able to purchase the Felicity Jane Mila. Some might call it Mila. I happen to call it Mila. Okay, let me turn this around. And I've already separated this, and then I realized, oh, I was requested to show this kit, so I'm taking it out. Oopsie, hold on. Taking it out of the box, and let me move this. Okay, now there was that, and all right. And let me, okay, so I purchased the Felicity Jane Mila kit. Oh, I actually purchased the Mila stamp, the little girl stamp. And I'm not sure where that is, but I actually purchased that as part of the kit. Anyway, I purchased it at a time when the original washi tape was no longer available, so that's why I have this one. And yes, I'm a firm believer in using the packaging. I was in the process of making heart for my Christmas heart ornaments for my Christmas tree, but I never quite finished them. Okay, using the Mila kit. I believe the Mila kit was October 2017, but when I saw it, it was like, oh, this is going to be my Christmas. This is going to be my Christmas. Some more packaging. This is the kit, the stamp set that came in the kit. Making plans. Today looks like, etc., etc. Okay. And again, like I told you, I use a lot of this kit. Now I've kept this. I took the time to fussy cut everything out. And I kept this because I like to sew. This is the B side of the paper, which was the wood grain, the gray wood grain. And I kept the little pieces because I can do some sewing on that. And this is all I had left of the kit. I just had bits and pieces of them. And you can see, and oddly enough, the Christmassy, the green and red Christmassy things that I added in. Here's a fussy cut. I literally, they worked so well together. And this is, see the solid color. And this I actually had some, this was a 3x5, and I'm just kind of gluing, I'm kind of collaging some of the ones that didn't quite, because I did actually punched some things out. So I was kind of making a collage from the leftovers. And here, just again, you can see that this was fairly well used. And it was one of these, I love these colors. I love them. And I decided that I am going to retire this particular portion of the kit. And it's going to go into my, it's going forward into 2019 in the way of my one little word kit. Okay, there's the fussy cut, all the little fussy cut things. Here's another one where I'm just randomly doing the things. See, like here, this was punched out, and I'm just trying to make a collage out of them, get them fitted in. This is some paper. Okay, this was the stickers, and this was the here they are. Here's the labels right here. Here it is. Here's Mila, and these are the I think I figured it out. And here's some more of the parts. Here's some of the flowers. Okay. And so, and here's I use some of the leatherette. I still have some of the leatherette. And here's this. See? Oh, I don't want to drop feels like I'm dropping something onto the floor. Okay. And like I said, this is going to go into this Mila kit is going to become part of my one little word kit, and an extension into also working with my Happy Goth colors and steampunk. Okay, for 2019. Now, the one thing I didn't add to this was the die cuts and the small 3x4 cards that comes with the Mila kit. I took them out in terms of being part of the Christmas kit. Okay, So there's that. Now also, these were actually, before I show you, oh, I've got to do I'm still on the 2017. And this is just some things. I'm actually going to be going back to the more traditional green and red for next year. And I'm already in the process of getting that started. In fact, I'm going to separate all the green and the Christmassy green and red, and that's going to become the starter for my next Christmas holiday kit. All right, let me put this back, and then I can show you. Let me, okay, yeah, all right, I can put this, and that goes here. Okay, there. Now, oh, one moment, please. Okay, so there's that. Now, this was in keeping with the Pam Garrison feel of one of the Allie Edward December Daily kits. I added this stuff to kind of give it that Pam Garrison feel. So, and this was part of, see, I did some stamping on little 2x2s to fit into the Project Life pockets. Here's some remnants of just stuff that I used. And like, this was like that Tim Holtz. See, I used some of these for the cards, and yeah. So these are cut up. Had some little heart jewels that I used. And this was, I added this. This is wrapping paper. And this put me in mind of the Pam Garrison feel. So that's why it's in here. Okay. And I made some leftover. I just had the leftover cards. And I actually these are strips left over from the cardstock that I used for the cards. And I just put them together. And I began to collage them to make oddball collage. And yeah. All right, so there's that. And I think I'll go ahead and put these in here. And I'm wondering, all right, I'll get the little bag. Okay, double check, make sure. Oh, hey, while I'm thinking about it, so it doesn't roll anywhere, I can put this. Let's see. One moment. I get this. All right, now. All right. I'm going to. This is the. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the last portion of the 2017 kit. And again, this was in like the Pam Garrison style. And so I have some, flowers, stencil. I added these older fancy pants, Simply Stated. These are from, let's see, does it have their date on them? These are older fancy pants. I don't know that this one has a date on it. But the person was Jody, I don't know, maybe this was this Jody Stamford. But anyway, this is called the Simply Stated. And I thought the style of the stamp would be in keeping with the Pam Garrison. This was Vicki Boutin. Okay. And I put this in. This is an, I don't know if I want to even pronounce it, but it's Foulard and Anna Griffin. And I ended up not using it in 2017, but I actually used it this year for some of the cards I made. And this was actually, yeah, this is this stamp, this was all last year. These are some of the things that I set aside to use. Just some random, you know, Christmas stamps, little, okay, potentially that could work. This is a X-Acto stencil, and this reminded me of a poinsettia. Here, that reminded me of a poinsettia. And then I liked the leaves here, and of course the other things kind of kept in keeping with it. Here's another. Oh, I know what that is. And here's a Gossamer Blue, December Memories 2014 stamp set. This is a die. Scalloped edges make things pretty. This is a thanks, gratitude is an action word. Thankful for everything, for family. Okay. This was hearts and stars, and there's like the North Star. And this was another stamping set that I chose. Oh, and this is shiplap stamp. And yeah, okay. All right. And leaf. Here's kind of an oriental that I felt would go rainbow. And this is a where there is great love, there are miracles. Here's the heart punch the border punch. Here's another border punch that I decided to use. Date stamp. And then some, here's a little square love. Here's a candle, a star, and a candy cane. So that was all the stamps and like the dies, that type of thing that I used, that I chose for last year. Some of them I used, some of them I didn't. And I kept them on this year as well. I used some of them this year again. I couldn't tell you specifically because that would take too long. Okay, so I'll put all of these back. Now I will go on to show you that in October, a lot of you know that I go to the Counterfeit Kit blog, challenge blog, and we make kits per month with our stash. And in October, they did one of the guest designer from Wild Hair Kits. They chose the Counterfeit Kit challenge blog. They select a kit as an inspiration, and then the people we create from our own stash. We create a kit using that kit as an inspiration. And anyway, in October of this year, they did a wild hair. They used, I believe it was the guest designer for September. They used her kit as the inspiration kit. And in October, the wild hair offered the people who do the Counterfeit Kit challenge, the people who follow that blog, they offered them a discount. And so I decided to purchase a deluxe kit, and I geared it to knowing that I was going to be using what was left of the Mila kit from Felicity Jane. I geared it towards that, and I will show you that right now. Okay, and I did use some of this, and I haven't shown you yet what I've done, but I will show the album. I just wanted to kind of get this out. One of the things I learned in 2017, I got frustrated about not having my photos when I wanted them. And since I don't print them out, it got a little more frustrating. But anyway, I was actually towards the end of December last year, 2017, I was going through a Martha Stewart January 1999 magazine, and I was, taking it apart for collage fodder, and I realized that it was a Christmas, and I saw these Christmas pictures, and it all of a sudden dawned on me that I don't technically have to have photos. I can use collage fodder, and I can show you some of those in a little bit. But so that kind of soothed me. It really did soothe me, and I got over the fact that I didn't have my photos on time. Okay, getting back to the Wild Hair kit. So this is the Pink Paisley Auburn Lane, and this is what is in there. I don't know, let me get this little wedge thing. That might be a little bit better. No, that's glare. Well, but hey, it worked. We'll get it to work. I don't want to just, okay, so you can kind of get the idea that it was overall. And you've already seen, this was the washi tape. There was 3 of them. Washi tape. Where did you go? Oh, here it is. This is from, I believe, the Heidi Swapp Emerson. Okay, these were the washi tape that came in there. Let me move this to the side. This was the stencil that I received. Echo Park. And it's called Quilted Stitch Stencil. Okay. And this is Auburn Lane stickers. And I think I can take these out. I'm a package person. I tend to keep the packaging in some cases, and then other times I recycle it. Okay, we'll get this. I've used some of them. As you can see, throughout the kit, I've used some of them. Okay. This is the Auburn Lane. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and put these back in. This next up here is Jen Hatfield and phrase stickers, and I've used some of these as well. And this I just made from an old Felicity Jane. I made an envelope to hold little cut pieces and things like that. All right. Let me put this back in and set this aside. Well, let's just go right here. Then, let's see. As you can see, remnant. Oh, actually, I wasn't going to show you because I kind of messed it up. But I'm not going to throw it out. I'm just going to keep working it. But no, oh, this was an Emerson. Wait a minute. One moment, please. I'm off there. Yeah, this is Emerson Lane, Pretty Please. And this was the remnant of it. And I kind of goofed it up. I was testing something out. It ended up being a little too vintage, but I'm not going to throw it out. I'm just going to keep working from it. Keep working with it. But that's the leftover of that. this that empty bag. Here's an Auburn Lane. As you can see, I've got, here's another one here. And see, remnants. And all per my instructions when I did the paper. This one, this one is see, this is part of the kit, and this is the part where this was the Christmassy part that I was, oh, that's kind of cool. That came in the Wild Hair kit. And some of these, as you'll see when I show you the album, I've reworked some of them and I've started using them. All right. There's another Christmassy one. And okay, yeah, and here's another one. Along the Way, Jen Hatfield. This all came in the deluxe Wild Hair kit. This is another homemade Jen Hatfield gold dots. And Auburn Lane, I believe. Yeah, Auburn Lane. And this is the side, to cut apart and use. This was the cut file for October. And then I requested cardstock, and I got 3 cardstocks. And this is ombre gray, which I thought was kind of cool. Okay, so that is the Wild Hair kit that I purposely chose colors, and then they did their best, which was really awesome. They did a really good job. And I didn't want a whole bunch of Christmassy, but yet they knew that I was going to put this in toward, this is the augment kit for my December kit. So, all right. So we'll put that up. And then I will show you what I decided to just, while this was on the way, I decided to add some new stuff to the kit. And let's see if we can just get this all in one fell swoop. Let's see. All right, now. And I tell you, once I realized that I could I didn't have to wait around for my pictures to be developed, that I could use collage fodder. I'm trying to do this without making too much noise. Although, personally, that doesn't bug me. But I know in some cases. All right, so that's my augment kit. And this will actually stay together, and I will put a note inside here saying that this was towards my holiday 2018. And then what I don't use, because I haven't finished with my album yet, what I don't use will just stay together, and and I'll just use it accordingly. Now, this is I'm going to show you what I added to the mix for this year. Now, some of these I went back into I was able, before, as Gossamer Blue was closing their doors, I was able, well, this was the December Memories kit from 2014, and I wasn't able to get it in 2014, but I was able to get it half off in 2015. So I bought the whole kit in 2015 at half price, and this year I decided to go in and really bring out some some things I had used, like this was a remnant. And I went into that kit and I really said, okay. And yeah, I got in here. So this is what I'm adding. Yeah. And, okay. And I got out, and I'll tell you one thing I'm really thankful for is that I keep a daily journal so that I can go back in and have the dates and know what's going on. And this, I was going to do a little banner. And here's some of the acrylics that was in the kit. I thought, hey, I have them. Let's get them. Let's use them. This is Wonderland and holidays. And I think this one says peace and wish. And, just in December. And, okay, there's like a tree in there. And, acrylics. And some washi tape. So that's what I added. I added this stamp, Merry Christmas. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, come on. Okay. Oh. A moment. Alrighty. I added this stamp and I used it. It had poinsettias, snowflakes, pine cones, and a holly filigree. Yeah, penguin, sequins, and here's some deer washi. Oh, I forgot to show you. Oh, this is the washi tape. This was the washi tape from 2017. And you'll see that a little more prevalent inside the old kit. And then I added these to this year's kit with this. Okay. And just some miscellaneous that I thought maybe I could use. That's a pumpkin, but for like October, November, and a heart punch. And this is some, me, for those of you who I like to use. Oh, buffalo, random. That's where the buffalo went. Okay. All right. I found the buffalo. All right. And this is a card that I picked up at church. It's a cross with a different Jesus, grace, Savior, Spirit, rejoice, etc. And here's, I cut up a calendar, a Victorian style calendar. And this was left over for October. And this is like for Christmas. And so, yeah, see, this was the Christmas. So see, again, for, yeah. Okay. And these were all added to help go with the kit. All right. And some vintage wrapping paper. And if I needed it, some twine. This is the Ms. Sparkle and Company twine and jute in yellow and white. All right, so that's part of the new stuff. Okay. And let me get all this put back in. And well, you know, this year's Starbucks. And let's see. Oh wow, we're 40 minutes, which I'm not doing. I'm trying to. Oh, here. And this is something as an explanation. I wanted the anchor because I have some, and I wanted the honeycomb design here potentially. And then on this one here, I wanted just this outside circle as some of my decoration. That's why I got some of the non-Christmas stamps out. Okay, now this is another idea. If this is part of the this is Christmassy. So if you needed things like this, you could cut this out. There's some recipes in here, information. This is if you needed something for like a cozy. These are folded up quilts. Here's, see, and you don't always, this was for our anniversary is in December. And this is a Susie Blue cut left over from a magazine I cut up. But this would be kind of a cute thing for representing our anniversary. Here is a family, a mother and daughter, working on a gingerbread house. Yeah, see, these are things that's, and here's some, and since then, here's like some, this is an advertisement of Godiva chocolate, but this could represent presents. Okay, here's some, soldiers nutcrackers. Here's some fruit baskets some fruit baskets. Here's another, here's a snow globe. Wreath. Just, again, this is what I began to realize that, hey, I could use, here's like the words mistletoe. Here's like, see, village. A village. Come on. Don't blur up on me. Okay. And here, this is one from the Martha Stewart, where I got the original idea of like, oh, duh, okay. And this all in here. And this is some mundane ones about, this could potentially be representative of something. And also be like when your coupons, you could cut this out. Like some people might do cinnamon rolls. This could represent you went to a buffet or something. This might be kind of cool having this cut out. Or this could represent, or like here, give a perfect gift. Yeah, so these are ideas that you can use for your, in lieu of photos. Okay. And, all right, now, okay, now this is the stuff that I added to this year. I typically, here, these are stickers. I just got them this year. Some just Christmassy kind of stuff that, this is older. This is Felicity Jane 2014 Charlotte kit, but there were bits and pieces of this that would actually work within the kit colors that I had, so that's why that's in here. Then, see, here's like for October, because remember I started this on October 12th because I got frustrated and said I'm just going to do it now. So I have, this is just and I added this. It's another, is this is like an invitation. You're invited, save the date. You're this here, but I added it because of the wreath, and this border here, and then this here. I thought would be kind of nice. And here's a stencil. I even remember who sent this to me. Yeah, I can remember. It's one of the fibs from years ago. But see, just a Christmas tree. And I added this big stamp set, and it's called From the Garden, Fancy Pants. But predominantly the words here. And then there's a few items in here, maybe the wings, and there was a few pieces in here that I might be able to use beyond the words. Oh, I just, crash landing. Just some remnants. I have cherry blossom. Yeah, this is this year. I was making something specific. Just some remnants of, so sometimes you need a brown color. And these were homemade. These were on stream. Let's see. This was 10/24/18. And actually, now that I found them, one moment. They belong in here because this is the Janet tiles. This was the leftovers of the Janet tiles project. So that they go in here now. Okay. Yay. They found each other. This is actually, I bought this. This was, I think, last year's Felicity Jane extra paper packs. I put that in there just in case I needed it. And again, this is stuff I added this year. I added some mixed media. Here's a painty baby wipe dryer. This is an old piece of something I was doing, but it worked with the colors. I added some leaf borders. Just in case I wanted to, I added some Christmas napkins. And I went into my August kit, I believe, and I pulled, here's some white cardstock. I pulled, here's, and I actually opened up, this is an old Miss Elizabeth Harvest pack. I opened up this and I used quite a bit of that. And here's some 12x12s. Oh, sorry. That I did not use, but just in case I needed them. And I added there. Okay. Then inside this, I went in, and this is where I actually got a little more red, white, and blue. And all this Christmassy stuff that I'm seeing, that you're seeing here, will actually go into the starter kit for next year. See, and just different greens. These are remnants. Christmas remnants. Not exactly Christmas, but it'll work in a pinch. Yeah, so let me see. This is actually a piece of paper, and I took the time and I did some stamping on it. Yeah. Again, just remnants, greens, blacks, and even some aqua, some silver, some beige. Oh, security envelope. Yeah, and this is stuff that I cut out and used for cards and stuff, and then I just didn't more Christmassy paper. This was is an inspiration. Some pumpkin, some older Thanksgiving stuff that I hadn't used in a while. You know, just some remnants that circles had been cut from. Yeah. Some mulberry paper. Yeah. And this will all, yeah. And that's what I added for, yeah. And I think that's it. Let me double check. Oh, the albums. Okay. One moment, please. I'm like, ugh. Let me put this stuff down here. And I will bring these back for the, now I will show you. This was the original album. This is the original album. And this was made last year, 2017. And here's the duct tape that I used for the spine. This was something that I had done, and it was starting to get grungy around the edges, so I went ahead and I glued it on. I made this, and I made it with, see, I even have last year's dates here, December 1 through 9, 10 through 16, 19 through 27, 24 through 31. This is this year. The dates 1 through 7, 8 through 14, 15 through 21, 22 through 28, and then just kind of be like, you know, yeah. But as you can see, they haven't been used. And this is what I had intended to do, is these things here, these little, were meant to go here. When I had them all done, they were just glued right in here. And then I'd have my album. But then, yeah. Okay, so obviously you can see this was done last year. And going into the front, this year, okay, I have to, yeah, see, we have to just let it work. Just relax. Okay, now this, since I did this in October, this is kind of like, I wanted to write in here about how this got started. Okay, October 12th, you know, this was the Wild Hair Kit Extra that I did. And this was the October creating, counterfeit kit challenge. They have 2 challenges on their blog per month. And these are the 2 challenges. This is a Halloween card. This is all about October. This is where my Inktober, I decided to go through Inktober, and they're all in here. I did all 31 days, and I just, yeah, I got more and more, yeah, and okay. And I think this is, oh, this is my order. Yeah, this is my Wild Hair order. Receipt. This was some, these are some other receipts. This was our Thanksgiving dinner receipt. And, okay. Yeah, there. All right. And because this happened in October, so then see, I just very carefully, I put it in there. This is from Colleen. This is an old little thing, because I had this thing of do not bug me. I have this little thing, yeah, do not bug me, and Con found it. And she saw this, And she sent, when she was sending me something one time, she sent that to me. And I thought this year, I thought, you know, just glue it in here. And here's, oh, and here's the mind map that I did of this card on Janet's card. I went ahead and I glued it in here. And I used some Tim Holtz vintagey Christmas or Halloween paper. And I haven't finished the, I obviously, this was the mask because I had to finish the big 8x11 birthday card, but I had to come back in and write the information down. This was the glue book. This is one of the glue books. The first Saturday of each month, we have a glue book party over on IG. And this was one of the prompts. I need to finish the prompts. This was starting in November. I may just, this may be it. Or I may come, yeah. I don't know yet, okay? I may, if I can fit the other 3 prompts in here, then this represents November. And this is the card that I purchased to kind of, I purchased it at my church. And it's just a card that I can write, yeah, I can write on for my Thanksgiving thing. And this is a Victorian calendar. And yeah, okay. And this is all about, this is November. And this is actually part, these are 2 recipes I had for Christmas dinner. And this is the current, I think I picked up extra, but this is one of the Trader Joe flyers. And I have a piece of paper here. And I've got ideas that I can go back in and work. And this represents, I didn't have to take a photo necessarily. This represents my our Thanksgiving this year. This, I decided, I made a humongous envelope. And I decided to continue on with the arting every day, the drawing every day. And these are kind of all mixed up. But these are all through November. And I decided to go a 4x6. And so more space. But as you can see, they're thick. And I got to the point where the last 4 or 5 days, I ended up doing see art on the back. This was the 27th. And this was the 26th. This was the 22nd. This is like, yeah. And some of these I did, yeah. See, here's the 28th. Yeah. Because I was running out of space. And as you can see, and then that's when I realized that these might never get used. But yeah, okay. So that's when, yeah, all right. So that's when I realized that I would have to do something. Oopsie. Let me get this. And all right. And as you can see, just in that, and yes, this sticks out. The only thing I care about is that it's even down here. If it sticks out here and here, you know, that's okay. Thankfully, it didn't stick out here. I tried to keep this as even as possible. But as you can see, with just the Inktober, and the November drawing, there's no room. That's when, whoops, I this is when this came about. And I actually I did one to keep for me to go back and, oh, sorry. Okay. And this one here, because it is Christmassy. This is the one, I can cut this out if I Daiso. And then purchase, see here, this was the Fa La La on day one. He purchased me some clothing. So that's that. See, this is just be happy. And here's on December 2nd, I decided I wanted green lights. And then here, yeah, you can see it. I think my one little word found me. And I just did some stamping. This was from last year. I already had this glued on from last year. And this was from last year. This is a napkin. This represents the memory of my mom's shiny brights. This tells the story. This is about a wreath. And we have a boxwood. This is the date that I bought the metal word joy. I actually have the wreath, a metal wreath that has joy. And then I bought, and it tells the dates and the pricing that I purchased. And here, as you can see, I use this because over here, this here, I also put here for room to add more talking, more. And this, see, tells the date. This was 7, 8, and 9. This was December 7, 8, and 9. We had a cold patch. And yeah, okay. So there's space in there for writing. And these go together here. This one I did on stream, I think. Yeah, I think I did on stream. It was kind of one of those funky days. And this, see, just altered a Christmas card, one of those. Yeah, this is a candy wrapper that I stuck a leaf in. Yeah. And this is where I thought I could do a little. This was actually leftover from 2016. And that you can see where that Pam Garrison, came in. This is kind of like that whimsy, the Pam Garrison stuff. And on this right here, I'd like to actually do little pieces of the kit. And this is, yeah, and tell a little bit more about the kit on the, yeah, inside. Let me, then, as you can see, okay, we'll just move on. Now in here, now this one I did on stream. And this was a Christmas gift from one of the fibs. And I wrote everything down. This is 12/26. And so yeah, this is use of space. Then in the back, and again, I'm thankful that I can go back into my daily journal. And as I go back in and fill this in, this will get more and more filled up. And as you can see, this right here, this was from 2017. And instead of just wiping it out completely, I will go over this. But I decided to take the book that I keep my kit information in. I decided to rewrite all of this stuff. So there is that memory of it. And these are some of the things the movies that I watched last 2017. And just, see here. And I had pre-done these, and then yeah. And so all of this is in here. Now what I did, this was the glue book. This was prompt number 1. The glue, the first Saturday of December. This was the first prompt. And I plan on doing I plan on going back in and doing all 4 prompts in the back. And then the last Thursday of December she had another glue book party. That's a Thursday evening, and I plan on doing that as well. And in between just the normal stuff for December, there might be a page or 2 that is blank, but yeah. And so that's the new portion of my and I was obviously much more yeah, I just got irritated at myself on October 12th, and I says, I'm just doing this, and I'm doing it now, starting it now. And yeah, just, oops, one moment. Okay, there. And I've also got Christmas cards. We've got maybe a dozen Christmas cards. There's space in here to put my Christmas cards. I might actually transfer this November. These are loose ones. I might actually transfer these, and I might be able to put at least a few of the Christmas cards on these. I glue them individually on the Christmas cards and keep them that way. So, yeah. Okay. So, hopefully, I'm pretty sure I got everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And so, there's and as you can, like I said, and I've got, I'm giving myself through the end of January, potentially the first week of February, to get this done. I'm not going to get too hyper about it. I've got the information, and now that I'm relaxed on the photo front, I'm good. Okay. So I'll see you around, guys. Okay.